Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming and being on time. Let's wait for a few more minutes for some of our other attendees to join. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Welcome to our monthly prime time event. My name is Shanifa Mubashir, and I'm your host on behalf of MCNA and YMJ. We are Muslim children of North America and Young Muslims Junior. We are part of ICNA, which is the Islamic Circle of North America. We bring you prime time every month with a new speaker and a hot topic. Our goal is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and give our youth knowledge and leadership skills so that you can be successful in this world and the next. Inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين Ameen. We ask Allah to show us the straight path. Ameen. Today, our topic is Path to Victory. We are constantly running after success as long as we live in this world. We want the best grades, the best job, the best spouse, the best house, the best car, and so on. In this session, our speaker will remind us of what is true and everlasting success in both worlds, inshallah. In the light of Surah Muminoon, we will really understand how to achieve the highest level of Jannah, inshallah. Today, our respected speaker is Sister Safia Hussain. Sister Safia Hussain lives in Alfred, Georgia. She is an accountant and currently is pursuing her degree in Islamic Law and Theory at California Islamic University. She's a mother of 2 kids who are 4 and 2 years old. MashaAllah. And for fun, she likes to play RPG games on her Xbox. Way to go, Sister Safia. Without further delay, we give the mic to our speaker, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. I hope you guys are all doing well today, inshallah khair. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما. Shanifa, Jazakallah khair for that introduction. She hit it on the nail, right? Today we're talking about Surah Muminoon and the first 11 ayahs of it. And she was saying that in this world, we're caught up in a rat race, right? We know we need to go to school. From school, we need to go get good grades to get into college. We need to do well in college so we can get a good job. After we get a good job, we can get married and get the house and the perfect little kids. We're constantly on the go because we're chasing for success in this world, right? And that formula has been written out for us already. But sometimes when we, as Muslims, what we forget, yes, although it is good to pursue an education, have a good job, and aspire for these things, but what is our end goal? Our end goal is Jannah. It's al-Firdaus, the highest level of Jannah, inshallah khair. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like we know the roadmap to success in this world, He has already written out a roadmap for us for the akhirah. And that is exactly what we are going to cover today. Inshallah, the road to success for the akhirah. And this is covered in the first 11 ayahs of Surah Muminoon. Inshallah, I'm going to come out of my screen. I wanted to have the recitation of Surah Muminoon, inshallah khair. So let's do that. Oh, why can I not play this? I'm having a little bit of difficulty on how to play this. 1 second. Oh, inshallah khair. Actually, I don't have the player. So inshallah khair, I'm going to go into the translation of the surah instead. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the translation. I do apologize for that. And the translation is that successful indeed are the believers, those who offer their salah with all of solemnity and full submission. Those who turn away from false, futile, vain talk and evil. Those who guard their chastity and except from their wives or what their right hand possesses. For then they are free from blame. Those who are faithfully true to their amanats, to their trust, and to their covenants. Those who strictly guard their 5 compulsory salah, and these are the heirs who will inherit paradise. So 11 verses, very simple, right? So inshallah khair, I wanted to go into the background of this surah first, right? So the Sahaba radiallahu anhum report that when sitting around Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at certain times, Jibreel alayhi salam would actually come down with revelations, right? And the Rasul during this time would remain silent for some time. A beautiful sound could be heard, which was similar to buzzing or humming of bees. So on one occasion when this happened, right, Rasulullah actually turned toward the Qibla and made a dua. And the dua was, "O Allah, increase us in your blessings and do not decrease us. Honor us and do not disgrace us. Bestow upon us from your bounties, and do not deprive us. Give us preference over others and not others over us. Make us satisfied and be pleased with us." And this is narrated by Tirmidhi, right? So this is the dua that he made. And then Rasulullah said, 10 verses of Surah Muminoon were revealed to me right now via Jibreel alayhi salam from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whoever abides by these verses, he shall enter Jannah. And these are, and then Surah Muminoon said, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ al-mu'minun, and then the 10 verses were on so forth, right? There's another hadith regarding this surah. The Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha was one asked, what was the character of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? She responded, and we've heard this so many times, his character was the Quran, and then she recited the first 10 verses of Surah Mu'minun. So subhanAllah, these first 10, 11 verses are what gives us the roadmap to success for the akhirah, right? And then I wanted to go into what exactly is the word aflaha, the derivative of falah, meaning, right? What is the meaning behind this word, right? It is mentioned in the first verse of Surah Mu'minun. It's also mentioned during the adhan, right? So subhanAllah, 2 places, and there's a connection between these two as well, right? And so aflaha means successful, but since it's a derivative of falah means when a person reaches the highest level of success, guys. All right, so highest level of success. So imagine what you think is success. It's much more beyond that, right? It's way more beyond that. What does it mean? It means that if this person achieves true falah, true success, he means that he reaches the highest level of success in every facet of his life, right? He or she is absolutely successful and they do not encounter any hardship or loss whatsoever. This type of success can only be achieved in one place. And what do you think that place could be? Jannah, right? Exactly, Jannah. This is where a person has no pain, no suffering, no fatigue, no hunger, right? And this is our absolutely, like, it's a house of peace. We've achieved that. So subhanAllah, this is what it means to achieve true success, where we achieve Jannah, inshallah khair. Yes, the people that follow this roadmap that we're going to be discussing further down, they are not only going to get, inshallah, Jannah, but they are also going to get a success in this world, right? And that doesn't mean that person is going to be super rich. It could mean it, but it doesn't. We don't know exactly what we achieve in this world, but what we will achieve is tawakkul of Allah, which is awareness of Allah in everything that we do, that sakina in our hearts, that serenity, that peace in our hearts. So if we have that, then we can face anything that this world faces us, because we are aware of Allah, we are content with Allah and His deen, and we are ready to face anything, even death, because we know that our world is not here, inshallah, it's in the next, right? So that is what this word aflaha, falah, means, inshallah khair. So now that we know what success is, what we are truly achieving for, so not just materialistic things, but rather our future in Jannah, who are the true and successful believers? What are we looking for, right? And the first thing that we're looking for, those who are khashi'un, right? So those who are khashi'un, those who possess khushu with their salah. So the first thing that we mention is salah. And I need you guys to remember this because we're going to come at a full circle in a way. All right? So like I said, aflaha means success, and we hear hayya ala salah, hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah, hayya ala falah in our adhan, right? So the first thing is those who have khushu in their salah. What is khushu? What does it mean to be of the khashi'un, right? And so a lot of tafasirs and a lot of the explanations behind this word, they explain khashi'un, those who are still in their salah. They do not shake around in salah. They have full concentration in salah. They are devoted and dedicated in their prayer. Their eyes are fixed on the place of sajda, right? And there's a saying that if a person's heart and devotion and concentration, so if a person's heart has devotion or concentration in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is able to ponder over the meaning of the verses as he is reciting, then the rest of his limbs will also develop his concentration. And this type of person will have khushu easily come to him, right? So they have full concentration in that salah. Their minds do not wander in salah. And then the next part that we need to come in. So now that we understand the meaning, how do we develop this trait, right? So we actually, first thing and first most, I messed up the order on my PowerPoint, but is we need to understand what we are saying, right? If we don't understand the meaning of Allahu Akbar or the du'as that we recite or Surah Fatiha, it's like a ritual. You're just reciting and getting over the movements. There's no meaning behind it. You're just doing it just for the sake of doing it. I'm not saying don't stop doing that. I want you to take it to the next level, guys. I want you to understand what you're saying. Why? Because we need to understand that we're not just reciting surahs. We need to understand that we are talking with our Creator. We're talking with our Rabb, with our Lord, with our God, right? This is our one-on-one connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's understand what we're saying, right? Right? Understand that this is going to be, you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm coming to you, forgetting about everything that's going around me. I just want to talk to you and become closer to you, right? So understand what we are saying. Understand that we are presenting ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the next one, you guys, is going to be extra prayers, right? Practice makes perfect, right? The more math you do, the better you get at it. The more multiplication that we do, we memorized it, didn't we? We got up to 12 times 12, right? Well, anything that you do, the more you practice at it, the more you do it, the more perfect it becomes. And that's exactly how it works with salah. So don't just end up with fard and you're like, I did my basics, I'm good to go. No, pray your sunnah, pray your nafil, pray all the extra prayers that we need to do and take it a step further. I'm going to understand the meaning behind this surah or that surah. And you know what? You can make it into a family thing, guys, right? You can grab your mom and grab your dad or grab your siblings. You know what? Let's learn this today. Let's make it a competition, right? Let's see what we can do. What we need to remember is that salah is not a ritual or ordinary penance. We're not like the Christians or the Jews or the Hindus or any of those people that just do it for the sake of doing it. I just went to church and I'm good. I listened to a sermon, right? Or I just did my ritual and I'm done with it. That's not who we are, right? We are taking salah as a communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our connection to Him, and we are asking for His guidance. We are asking for His help. We're asking to stay on the right path, right? Salah is much more than a ritual or ordinary practice, right? This is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed for us, has told us to do it, all right? Again, I'm going to bring up, it is the time that we connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once we have this in our head, what's going to happen, guys? We're going to have tawakkul of Allah. Again, we're going to have awareness of Allah, right? Awareness of Allah, right? So And when we have awareness of Allah, let's say now we know, okay, you know what? I have to pray salah, and I'm meeting my Rabb. I'm meeting my Lord. You're going to check twice. What type of clothes am I wearing? Am I wearing my PJs? Are they dirty? I've been wearing them for 3 days straight, right? Or am I wearing clean and proper clothes? Am I stinky? Am I clean? Did I do my wudu properly? Right? This is so much more than just praying, right? You have your niyyah, then you make your wudu, then you step for prayer. This is a whole entire process. And we can have an entire lecture on salah, but I just wanted to explain to you how important it is, right? So, like I said, we're going to be mindful of what we do and how we do things. Now, I wanna bring up, you guys, having our minds wander in salah. That is something that we all go through. You know, I've been through it. Sometimes I get caught up like, oh, my kids are running around, or I gotta cook, you know, because I'm a mom, or I hear my kids running upstairs, you know, like, or you guys have like, I got homework to do, or I got games to play, or I have to call my friend, or whatever it may be, right? Sometimes the minds do wander. That's actually, you know, normal. But what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying is like to take salah the next step further, you want to stop that. All right. So be mindful. If you're like, oh, you know what, I'm going to think about my friend. No. I need to concentrate on salah. What does this word mean? Okay, what surah was I praying? Try to bring it back. Again, practice makes perfect, inshallah. All right. And inshallah, we will be amongst those that will have khushu on our prayers, and amongst those who are the khashi'un. And inshallah, continue to make this dua and continue to make it for not just yourself, but for your family as well. All right, guys, let's move on to the next point. Like I said, salah is such a big topic, but we're going to cover the other traits. The first one I want you guys to remember, those who have full khushu or concentration on their salah. That is the first of the attributes of those who will be on the right path to Jannah, inshallah. Then the next one. It's not turning. Oh, there you go. Those who turn away from laghu, right? This word, it's like lam, it's in the it's in the recitation, but this word, it's defined as vain and useless things. Now, in every generation, it's different things, right? In every generation, it's different things, and it's for us, it could be gaming too much, it could be gossiping, it could be watching too much TV or movies or whatever it may be. It may be music, it may be useless entertainment, social media. You know what you waste your time on, right? For me, I can spend, unfortunately, I literally, if I get into a game, I can spend 2 to 3 hours playing a game. And that is useless time that I could have used somewhere else, right? So we need to be conscious of those to get away from lagh and turn away, right, from that stuff. It's not that this is haram, guys, right? Well, music is. We're not going to go into that, but I wanted to bring that up because, unfortunately, a lot of our stuff is around music. But gaming is not haram, right? TV is not haram, right? Entertainment, social media is not haram. However, if you do it excessively, then it becomes haram, because these are the things that you're using to waste your time, and these are the things that will take you away from Islam. Because if you're wasting time, then you're not doing dhikr. You could have used that time to do something so much better. You can do azkar, you can read Quran, you can, listen to an Islamic lecture, right? And not only that, guys, these are the habits that we create now that will be hard to break later, right? And that's exactly why I brought up music and gossiping, right? If you have you like to listen to it a little bit right now, what's going to happen when you have more access to it when you're older, right? Or if you have a tendency to hang out with friends that gossip and talk about other people, that's going to become normal for you. And then you're not going to blink twice when it happens in front of you when you're older. So you have to remember now, because you guys are young still. I know you guys are in middle school right now, or in that age group. These are the days that your habits are forming. It's up to you if you want to have good habits or bad habits, right? So we need to be amongst those people who move away from all useless things, right? So the disbelievers were heedless on the day of Qiyamah because they were what? Involved in frivolous pursuits and futile activities, right? They wanted to have fun. They wanted a party. They didn't want to change because they were like, that's too hard to change. I don't want to give up alcohol. I don't want to give up gambling. I don't want to give up these things because this is how my life's been. And it's too hard to follow the rules of Islam, right? They wanted fun in this life instead of the next life, right? And that is why they were the disbelievers instead of the believers. When the same commandments came to the believers, they dropped it that day in a split second, guys, right? So we're going to go into, I know I'm seeing questions, guys. Inshallah, I will cover them towards the end, all right? So just put them on there, inshallah, I'll cover the questions, all right? So a believer is not as such. They move away from these things and places of haram, useless entertainment. And I want you guys to remember this because as you get older, you're going to be more accessible for them. But if you have tawakkul of Allah, awareness of Allah, you're going to be able to stay away from these things easily, inshallah khair. All right? So we have to be amongst those people who turn away from lahu and from useless, frivolous things that are only in this world, inshallah khair. All right? The next one, guys, those who give zakat. All right, so that's going to be the third attribute of those who are on the right path for Jannah, inshallah khair. So what is zakat? You guys know this. It purifies our wealth. It purifies our soul. It takes away our greed for this world. We understand that everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Now, how exactly does this apply to you guys? And it's hard, right? Because you're like, I don't make money. I don't need to give zakat, right? But give what you have, right? You guys have so many toys that you don't play with. Donate those toys. There's so many clothes. Maybe you can go over the clothes. Yeah, Mom, I'm not going to wear this anymore. Why don't you give it away to someone, right? Or if some of you guys get pocket money or like, shoot, what is it called? There's another word for it. But like, you know, weekly allowance. If you get allowance, right, you can donate from that, right? Whatever you have, you can give from that, right? Or if this would happen actually a lot in high school. I used to sit down with this group of people. And my mom, alhamdulillah, she would always pack me lunch, guys. And this girl, she would never come with lunch. And at first, she would always be like, you know, I'm not hungry. One day, I wasn't feeling the food that my mom gave me. So I was like, you want it? And she's like, yeah, I'll take it. And she ate it all. You know, so, and then I realized, you know what, she was probably hungry, but she doesn't have food. No one's going to straight up say, I'm poor, I don't have food. But you can share with someone who doesn't have as much during lunch, right? Like, I don't want my orange, does anyone want it? Right? Or I don't want my sandwich, does anyone want it? You don't, you know, like you'll notice those people, and those people, you know, appreciate it. That's something that you can do. You have it, you can give it to them. Now, charity is also in different forms. It's not just your wealth or your material possession. It's also a simple smile, right? They say smiling is charity. Smile to people. Say salam or hi to people, right? Like that makes such a difference in someone's day. And you guys know this, especially going to school, middle school, and all of these things, right? What it comes down to is just like if someone's not feeling well, or if someone doesn't get a lot of people talking to them because they're being bullied or they're a little bit ostracized, that simple hi can make such a difference. That simple smile could make such a difference, right? So you guys should be the ambassadors of change. You should be someone that people can come to, right? So help people out, right? Say salam, to say smile or say hi, say smile, right? Then the other aspect of it is your time. Volunteer, guys. You got so many time. You're not busy at all. Like you don't, if you guys say that you're busy, you don't even know what busy means, right? So volunteer. There's so many opportunities at your local massages or with different projects of ICNA. We have Helping Hand, we have ICNA Relief, or your local community. Like you can even ask your mom or dad, hey, I want to volunteer. Where can we go volunteer? They can probably find something else, right? So volunteer your time. Right. Again, charity is not just with money, but with anything that you guys might have. Right. There was this really nice quote. I actually saw it on Instagram. It was a meme or something like that. Right. So it's like, when you're young, you have time and energy, but you don't have money. When you get older, you have money and energy, but you don't have time. And later, when you finally have time and money, you no longer have energy. So it's like talking about different aspects of our lives, right? When we're young, then when we're adults, and then when we're old, right? So we have to remember that we're accountable of every single phase of our life, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will specifically ask us on how we spent our time as youth on the day of judgment or in the grave, right? So we will have an answer for him. So will we have an answer for him? Or will we be caught up in local and futile with vain things? Do you guys have an answer for that? I want you guys to think about it, not give me an answer. I want you to be like, if we, subhanAllah, may Allah give us more time, but if we passed away tomorrow, or when we passed away when we're sleeping, right? Do we have the answer? Yeah, Allah, I used my time wisely. I did everything that I could for you. I prayed my salah properly. I gave my time properly. Right? And if the answer is no, honestly, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I don't think I would ever be ready for that question. So what we need to do is make sure that we are ready for that question. So that we're ready to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we're not ashamed to meet him. We will be, alhamdulillah, happy to meet him. Be like, Ya Allah, I did everything in my power, and if I had any shortcomings, please forgive me. I did everything that I could. All right? So it's really a time for us to check ourselves and to see what direction we're headed, so we don't make those mistakes. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I went to public school here, right? I public school all my life, actually, right? I went to public school all my life, and I know how it is, right? And your friends or your crowd can lead you into not necessarily the right direction, and you don't see it as wrong as first, but it's a slippery slope, right? So when you have this reality check, especially regarding death, or am I ready to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can really change. It's never too late to change, right? That's one thing I want you guys to know. It's never too late to change, right? Or to change your direction, or to be a better person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just wants you to ask for forgiveness and come towards him, and I'm gonna paraphrase this, right? He's like, if you come to me walking, I'm going to come to you running. If you come to me at an arm's length, I'm going to come to you at a whole body's length. I'm going to completely paraphrase this. So he's telling us, take a step towards me and I'll come and catch you. So what do we have to lose now? All right. So inshallah, the next one that I want to bring up is those who, what did I title this? I can't see the whole thing. Those who guard their chastity. All right, those who guard their chastity. Okay, so chastity means we need to keep ourselves pure, right? So this is talking about gender interaction. All right, this is talking about guys and girls, right? Like liking each other, right? So what I wanted to make sure, again, I grew up here. I had the whole lecture and all of these things, but what I want to tell you guys is liking the opposite gender is normal in Islam, right? If you're a boy, it's okay to like a girl. Vice versa, if you're a girl, it's okay to like a boy. It's okay to have a crush, right? But what's not okay is to act upon it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put that natural fitrah in us. That's why it's mentioned in the Quran. That's why it's brought up over and over, right? So what we need to do is avoid zina. Zina is like going too far, like having a boyfriend or girlfriend, right? And what leads to zina, right? So this, what are the actions that lead us to this sin? Is going to be excessively talking to the opposite gender when there is no need to, right? So if you don't need to talk to a boy, right, because it's not homework related or school related or project related, you just want to talk to him because it's fun, or vice versa, if the guys want to talk to the girls, that's not okay. There's no reason for that conversation. There has to be a purpose, right? It needs to be very professional. There shouldn't be any holding hands or huggings or anything of that sort. There shouldn't be any texting or calling or talking at night when there is no need to. It's not that it is wrong to like someone. I want to make that clear. It is bad to act upon it. Why is it bad to act upon it? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the only person that we can do all of this with, inshallah, will be our husbands or our wives in the future. Right? So, all right. So that's all that I'm going to cover here. Right, is that we want to protect ourselves, keep ourselves pure for our spouses in the future, inshallah. All right, and think about it, guys. If you're gonna mess up your heart, right? Like there's this activity that I do with my middle school kids, right? Is like, let's say you have your heart, right? And now if you pass, let's say we had 10 people in a circle, and we had a paper heart. Now I'm gonna ask you guys to pass around that heart, and every time is going to be, let's rip out a heart. I just saw a comment from my cousin, so he's making fun of me. So inshallah, that's why I'm laughing. So what's it called? So you have a heart and you have a paper heart. You're going to rip the heart and pass it to a person. What's going to happen when it comes back to you? The heart is not going to be there. It's going to be this crumpled piece of paper, and it's going to be this tiny little thing. Is that what you want to present to your husband or wife? No. I mean, this is a cool activity when we do it in person. But eventually what the point is that protect your heart. Protect yourself. Nothing right now is going to be permanent. It is only, inshallah, in the future. You guys are way too young to think about this. So let's just protect ourselves and avoid talking to the opposite gender unless we need to and your parents are okay with it. All right, so inshallah khair. The next one that I want to cover, you guys, is those who do not break the amana, right? What does amana mean? And I know we have a bunch of answers coming in, but trusts, right? Trust, right? And trust means promises, property, secrets, money, right? Any sort of trust. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the fifth attribute of the person on the path to Jannah is those who do not break the amana. Right? So if someone's like, promise you won't tell, then you keep that promise. You don't tell your brother or your sister or your another friend. Right? If they gave you something and you lose it, you broke their trust. If they tell you a secret and they're like, I can't let anyone know about this, you can't tell anyone. And if someone's like, hey man, can you watch my $10 from me? You can't go spending that money, right? So put yourself in all these questions. I think the biggest one, you guys, for us is secrets and promises, right? Especially at the ages you guys are at, we don't even think twice about telling other people's secrets if it benefits us or for just fun, right? Or breaking promises. That is not a good sign for you. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said those who are going to get into Jannah, they're going to safeguard and protect those trusts. If anyone entrusted them with anything, verbal, physical, whatever, they are mindful about it. They do not breach that trust. They don't break it, right? And when they make a promise or take a pledge, they are true to their word. Whatever amana is given to them, whatever trust has been given to them, they are not carefree and they do not abuse the usage of those things, right? So this happens a lot, right? With our parents too. The biggest one that I had, guys, growing up was Ma, can I go to Disneyland? Yeah, we'll go, inshallah. And then we never went to Disneyland, guys. So that also is our parents breaking their trust to us, right? Be truthful, be honest, right? Don't make a promise that you cannot keep. It is better to be honest. Hey man, I won't be able to do this. Why don't you give it to someone else, rather than break that promise, right? So when we make a promise to some person and we don't meet it, that's wrong. This is not the true etiquette of a believer. So I want you guys to be mindful of it. Next time your friend tells you a secret or to ask you to not, a promise, or to ask you to take care of something, be very mindful about it and safeguard it as if it was your own thing. All right. And we covered those 3 points. Inshallah khair. All right. Then the next one, you guys, is going to be those who guard their salah. So subhanAllah, what was the first thing that we covered? We covered those who have khushu in their salah, right? Khushu in their salah. So those who are of the khashu'un, who have concentration in their salah. And the 6th thing again, guys, and this is the last and final point, those who guard their salah, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ended up being an entire circle. He ended with salah because salah is such a detrimental part of our deen and our iman, right? So this one, it specifically, the definition comes in to guard their salah. So making sure they pray on time, they schedule around salah, do not fit salah in. And they are worried with their meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, for example, I'm getting this question, what does it mean to protect our salah? What is, all of these things? What I want to cover here is, I'm going to tell you 2 schedules, right? I'm going to wake up, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to go downstairs, eat breakfast, and oh crap, I forgot to pray Fajr, so I'm going to pray Fajr and I got to go to school, right? And now I'm at school, Zohar time's coming, but I don't really want to pray because I'm at school, so I'm just going to pray when I get home. Got home, oh my god, I'm so hungry and tired, I'm going to just eat and take a nap. Oh crap, now it's Asr, and I missed Zohar. Okay, let me just pray Qasr for Zohar, and I'll pray Asr, and I got Maghrib, and I got Isha, right? So, versus, you know what? That was one schedule. Here's the other schedule, guys. You know what? I'm going to set up the alarm for Fajr. Inshallah, I'm going to pray Fajr. After Fajr, I'm going to read some Quran. I'm going to take my shower, brush my teeth, get ready for my school. School, you know what? Already my parents have talked to my teachers. They know at this time I have to pray Zuhr. I'm going to step out, pray outside in the Qibla, right? Towards the Qibla, right? And I prayed my salah. Okay, now I'm home. I'm going to eat, do a little bit of homework. I'm going to pray Asr. And after Asr, I'm going to take a short nap. Okay, it's Maghrib time. Let's read Maghrib. My dad is home. Everyone's home. We're going to have some dinner. And then we're going to pray Isha as a family. And then inshallah khair, then I'm free to do whatever I want to do. Right? That is what it means about guarding your salah. You are scheduling around salah instead of fitting salah in and forgetting about it. You're making sure that you pray on time and you're prepared for it beforehand. It's not like you're rushing. You're like, oh crap, I gotta make wudu, I'm gonna go pray. No, you're like, I have to make wudu, I'm ready for it. It's about 5 to 10 minutes before salah time starts, right? You are constantly worried. You know what? I'm not gonna miss it. Am I going to be late? And am I going to be late? Am I going to be on time? You're not wondering what time is salah. You know exactly what time is salah, right? And that's what it is, right? So your mind is going to be about that. you are not going to miss your salah. You're continuously concerned about your salah. You're concerned about making it on time. You're concerned with what's it called? Making sure that your salah is perfect, right? So inshallah khair, we want to be amongst those who have khushu in their prayers, as well as khushu on their prayers, as well as those who are timely and aware of their prayers, inshallah khair. Ameen. All right. So now that we went over this, I'm going to briefly go over it again. It is first one, those who have khashi'un, right? That's the first one, those who have khushu in their prayers. Second one, those who turn away from law, right? Baneful things in this world. Number 3, those who give zakat in whatever way they can, right? Those who protect their chastity. Those who protect their amana, their trust. Number 6, those who guard their salah and protect their salah at the fixed stated hours. What are the people that have these 6 attributes going to have, guys? Indeed, they are the inheritors of Firdaus, the highest level of Jannah. Subhanallah. And there they shall dwell therein forever. These believers, these are the qualities that are mentioned, are inheritors of the eternal Jannat al-Firdaus. Rasulullah said, when you make dua for Jannah, ask for Jannat al-Firdaus, the highest level of Jannah, whose roof is the arsh of Allah. These are the qualities of a true mu'min. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq and hidayah of trying to bring these qualities into our lives. May He make us the heirs of Jannat al-Firdaus, inshallah. Ameen. Subhanallah. All right. Now, what I want you guys to think about, guys, I like to leave, myself with a question or a thought. And it's going to be, what's happening around the world? What state are the Muslims in? Right? Are we in the best possible state?
Assalamu alaikum, Safia. Can you hear me? Safia, we can't hear you. Were you trying to show us something on the screen? Um, Changing your slides? You wanted to answer some of the questions? We can't hear you, Safia. Okay, inshallah, everyone, please be patient. I think she's experiencing some technical difficulties. Let's quickly review the lessons learned. MashaAllah, she explained everything, the ayat of Surah Muminoon so beautifully. Um, and all the items and the criteria for success. She talked about salah, protecting and perfecting it. She talked about keeping away from love. What were some of the things that she had mentioned? Too much gaming, lot of social media, and it changes with time. So the ayahs are universal. It talks about love, and you can tell what what is our time. Where is our time going into mostly? How are we spending our time? Are we wasting it? What is love of our time? And then she talked about charity, spending our energies in this age. You're young, and later on you spend money, each other. And then she talked about code of conduct. She talked about how our relationship should be with the opposite gender. And she talked about keeping amana. And finally, she ended with the salah to reach our goal, our Jannah, inshallah ta'ala. That was the sequence of the ayat. And Safia, can you hear me? If you are ready, inshallah ta'ala, you can come on mic again. And I'm also looking at some of the questions. Mashallah, all of you have been sending her a lot of questions, and I see some really good ones. I think she's not able to come back up online. Inshallah ta'ala, if you have any more questions, okay, she got logged out. Okay, I'll take one more minute and wait for her. And if she's not able to come, then inshallah ta'ala, we're going to and take some of your questions and end with dua, inshallah. Let's wait for a little bit, one more minute, inshallah. Okay, she's coming back. One of the organizers, they're taking her. Okay, great. Safia, inshallah, can you hear me? If you can, unmute yourself and come back online, inshallah ta'ala, on mic, I mean.
I need to do it.
Yes, Safia, we can hear you.
Assalamualaikum. I am so sorry. I have no idea. It went blank, and then I was trying to talk, and no one could hear me. So I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. But alhamdulillah, I was nearly done. What I wanted you guys to reflect upon, inshallah khair, was I wanted you all to evaluate what's happening around the world. What state is the Muslim ummah in, right? And you guys can actually put your answers in the question box. I will read them. You know what? I lost the little GoToWebinar thing, so let me just grab that, and then I'll get the thing going on. Can you guys see my screen though? Oh, Assalamu alaikum. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, Sophia. It's
You can see my
evaluate
screen?
what's happening, right?
Yes, you can see that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to. Okay. So evaluate what's happening around the world. What state is the Muslim Ummah in? And then I wanted to see you guys' answers, which I can't a little bit. But so I want you guys to look at it, right? So pretty much what I understand is as soon as Salah leaves ourselves, right? Whether it's our daily lives, whether it's as a Muslim community as a whole, that's the decline of the Muslim Ummah, right? Specifically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Adhan that says we have it 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Hayya salah, come to salah, come to salah, come to success. Hayya al-falah, come to success. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already has laid out the plan for us. For us to be successful in this world and next, we need to safeguard our salah. We need to be able to pray on time, pray with khushu, pray with meaning, be presentable to our Rabb. Right? As soon as we let that go and we let go of salat, that's when all of the all of the bad things and all of the shaitan's whispers become easier to come in, right? Salah is something that the Rasulullah made a metaphor over as a river. So if you had a river in front of your house and you were to take a bath in it for 5 times a day, would you ever be dirty? The answer is no, technically you won't, right? So that's how salah is. If you have salah and you pray 5 times a day with the proper manner that we are supposed to do it in, then we are going to have awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for the awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're going to be able to stay away from the bad things. And that is the only way that we can be successful. Our families could be successful. Our communities could be successful, right? So I want you guys to evaluate how important is salah in your life, in your family lives, in the community lives. If that's lacking, maybe that's the key to the problems that we are having, inshallah. All right, so I want you guys to leave off with that reflection point, and I'm going to open it up to questions, whatever you guys want to post. I did lose the questions from before. I don't see them, unfortunately, anymore. But go ahead and ask them if you have it, and if not, I will pass this off to the moderators now.
Yes, I'm looking at the screen for questions, and inshallah, if you quickly type your question again right now, because we have so many of them. So, for example, so Safia, our audience is asking about, you know, how long do we have to pray? How long should we pray on a weekend? How can we try to be a voice for Muslim Ummah? Some of them are asking these questions.
Okay, so how long should we pray? Oh my gosh, can't talk anymore, guys. So how, honestly, I think that's between you and Allah, right? All the surahs are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of them have some specific meaning. But I'm going to ask you, what is your intention for praying too long, too short, too medium? Like, what's your intention for doing this? Are you trying to pray a really short surah so you can get back to your day? Are you trying to pray a really long surah so that you can show off? It goes back to behind your niyyah. Like, what are you trying to say to Allah at that moment? I can't tell you what that answer is. I want you to tell me what is your intention for praying the way that you do, right? So once you have that answer, you'll figure out, you know what? I'm gonna pray like this. I'm gonna recite I'm gonna say Surah Al-Ikhlas because I understand that surah, right? That also has meaning. As like, I understand what I'm saying and I feel closer to Allah when I recite this surah. It is short, but the fact that you have meaning to it and that's your intention behind it, it just changed your salah completely. So what I would recommend is, and you know what, I wish I went over this, but it tells us, there's a hadith that tells us how long we should be doing our salah, and the moderators can help me out as well. But I would say go for a medium prayer, right? If you're doing Surah Ikhlas, maybe do another surah with it. Do 2 surahs that time, right? And then go for something that has more meaning towards you. You're understanding the meaning, studying behind it. Or you know what? You had a couple minutes before salah, so you went over the meaning of a surah and therefore you recited it. Again, the point is not how long we can make our prayers, but rather how meaningful we can make our prayers, inshallah. Then
Jazakallah, Safia. There's one more question that I would like to ask you. One of our members from the audience, they're asking this question, and then inshallah we're going to close. They're asking, how long should I play video games? This is related to love that you had mentioned.
Yeah, I see it. No, I only get played games for 1 hour only. All right. What games? You know, guys, it's such a bad. I'm such a bad person for this because I can get lost in a game. So growing up, I know I'm gonna date myself. I had the GameCube, and then I had all the Game Boys, and then I had the Wii, and now I have an Xbox. So I like to play games. I like to play games more than my husband does, surprisingly. But time yourself. For me, I'm like, you know what? Did I pray all my salah on time? Okay, yes. Did I read Quran? Yes. Okay, did I get done with all my chores? Yes. Then I can sit down and play. And again, you know, I like to play for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I don't think I need to play longer than that because my brain literally gets fried and it just become a zombie. So personally, as a mother, I don't think you should pay more than an hour. But make a checklist for yourself. Did you pray your salah on time and properly? Did you help out your mom that day? Did you finish your homework that day? Did you read Quran that day? If all of these are checks, then ask your mom and dad, hey, mom and dad, I did all of this today. Can I play games? Ask for permission. If my kid came up to me and was like playing without my permission, I think I would get upset. So do all of those things, go over your checklist, and then pray. But again, I don't think you should play for more than an hour, inshallah khair.
Jazakallah khair, Safia. So, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to close here and request our guest to end with dua. And before that, I would like to remind you that next month we will meet again for another prime time, inshallah, and the email will be sent to you with an exciting topic. So, inshallah ta'ala, Safia.
Inshallah khair. So I want to make the dua that inshallah khair, may Allah make us amongst those who have these 6 attributes that are on the path to inshallah Jannatul Firdaus. May Allah forgive our sins, make use of our time wisely, forgive our parents, and bless our parents with mercy so that we may be reunited with them in Jannah, inshallah khair as well. Ya Allah, have us be strong Muslim leaders, one with iman and a voice in this community. Ya Allah, have us be the ones that stand up for all the injustices that are going around. Have us be leaders for the Muslim ummah as well as the American society, inshallah khair. Ya Allah, forgive our shortcomings and keep us on the straight path. We only worship you and we only ask you for help, Ya Allah. We are lost without you. So, Ya Allah, do not remove your help and your guidance, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah khair, may Allah forgive us our sins, forgive any mistakes that I made during this presentation. They're from my shortcomings, nothing from anyone else, inshallah khair. And then let's end with Surah Al-Asr, and then we'll go into say Ameen, inshallah khair. Wal-Asr, innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Ameen.
Jazakallah khair, Ameen, for your time, and all of you, mashallah, for coming here at night, especially the kids who are going to school tomorrow. Jazakallah khair for coming, and see you next month. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.